All right, you ever wonder what it must be like for those who've been critical of Donald Trump throughout the campaign, or at least zinged him a few times, to then have a one-on-one meeting with him and sort of reassess, to sort of rethink it all? Dr. Henry Kissinger, the former Secretary of State, having that opportunity for the better part of an hour, just a few minutes ago, as Donald Trump was leaving his apartment, that is Dr. Kissinger's apartment, a few minutes ago after that one-hour powwow. Bob Vander also had a chance for a one-on-one meeting over the Trump Tower to talk to Donald Trump. Of course, he had previously endorsed Ted Cruz, so I guess he just wanted a feeling out session here. He joins us right now. Bob, how did that go?
Well, first of all, it went really well. I think the good signal for conservatives is Donald Trump is reaching out, and Donald Trump is willing to have meetings. This was a private meeting, but I think what he's done with Henry Kissinger, what you're seeing of releasing potential Supreme Court justice nominees, and then even having a conversation with me. He and I go back for about 5-6 years with a relationship. And although he was disappointed that I endorsed Senator Ted Cruz, at least he was open to having a discussion, open to listening. There was no endorsement during the meeting. There was no promise of an endorsement, but it was really, really a good conversation. And so I give a lot of kudos to Mr. Trump for having these.
Did he ask for this meeting?
What it was, Neil, is that I reached out to him and I congratulated him, and then the window came open this week to say let's have a one-on-one, let's have a visit. And again, like I said, we've had a relationship in the past of being friends.
Well, until that Iowa endorsement, when he called you a lot of nasty stuff. And so I guess bygones are bygones, or what?
Well, I mean, yeah, there's no doubt people remember the Twitter war. They'll remember the back and forth between Donald and myself. But I think what it is that the future of this country is at stake. It's not about a Twitter war between Donald Trump and Bob Vander. It's about, who are you going to surround yourself with? What kind of people will you surround yourself with? Will you be an Abraham Lincoln and surround yourself with a team of rivals? There's a lot of great talent there. Yeah. What kind of justices will you appoint? We get an indication today of what kind of justices he will appoint.
Did he ask you, Bob, that be nice if you supported me? Do you like me now? What?
It wasn't that kind of middle school back and forth. It was just kind of a deal of listen. He's going to run this thing and run it to win. He asked my advice in regards to maybe some people that he would like to see, or I'd like to have him put around.
Did he apologize for the remarks and the tweets, the nasty stuff that was said?
I didn't need that, and I don't think he needed that either.
Did he offer it? Did he offer it? I feel bad about what happened.
No, okay. That wasn't the purpose of it. And again, it was a private. I think the key, though, for conservatives, and not that I'm endorsing Donald Trump right now. I'll never vote for Hillary Clinton. But at least he's opening up the door, and that should be good news for conservatives.
Well, it is impressive. I mean, if you look at all that he's done, to reach out to someone like you, to reach out to Henry Kissinger, who zinged him a little bit on the Muslim comments, to now start trying to assemble an economic sort of kitchen cabinet. He can't release cabinet names at this point, obviously. But to send a signal, I guess he's trying to send a signal to win over guys like you, to win over those in the party who were leery of him, because I don't think this is about reaching out for the general election, but getting everybody on the team on board.
Well, I think what he sees, and again, this is why I give him a lot of credit, is that it's going to take a lot of legs of the stool to try to win, to try to become president, and then to provide the leadership that this country needs to turn it around. And I do believe he loves his country a great deal. I do think he wants to get the right people around him. And so again, I mean, this is one step in the process. I tell people it's May, it's not November. Everybody should take a Lamaze breath, and let's take it all in right now and see what happens.
I always thought the Lamaze thing was stupid for the men, right? Like, we had to breathe, and our poor wives are going through this torture.
Our first son, Neil, my wife actually told me, stop breathing.
Stop breathing, yeah, exactly. Bob, one thing I just wanted to pick your brain on is there's an effort still in the party, led by Mitt Romney originally, but others who've been saying, we need a third-party alternative. Then it seemed to kind of, peter out. I don't know if it's officially peter out. Maybe they do find someone, but they can't seem to find someone who says yes. What do you think of that effort, and whether it is just finally going away?
Well, first of all, I was never a part of that effort.
But
I always said there's a third-party candidate, there'd have to be a pathway to victory. Because if there's not a pathway to victory, then what you're doing is you're electing Hillary Clinton. And I think now with Texas already has their electoral laws that says Texas is off the map to gain entry to be on the ballot of the state of Texas, it's becoming awfully hard to field a third-party candidate right now.
All right, so the effort that's been done there is probably too little too late. So that crowd that was looking for that candidate, let's say led by the likes of Romney and others, they've already indicated they're not going to vote for Mr. Trump. What do you think of that?
Well, I think you have three choices. The three choices are Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, or sit this one out and focus on a lot of other elections. The concern, though, again, is if you sit it out, do you in turn elect Hillary Clinton? And I don't think that's something a lot of people want on their conscience, at least from the conservative movement.
Bob Vander, always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil.